he criticized Eli.
Oh, I remember that. There's definitely a big flap about it.
Yeah, he criticized Eli, and he said he didn't know if Eli was the answer or if he had something to that effect.
Also wanted them to take more shots.
Yeah, he was just a pain in the ass.
Yeah, Jeff Schwartz, though, who's NFL analyst now, used to play for the Giants, he tweeted last night that Odell was the greatest teammate ever, and everybody in the locker room loved him.
Everybody liked
because he kept it loose, he worked his ass off, and
I think that's oftentimes the case, though, that the players love you, like you,
and the coaches and the management
but
hate
if you're
you.
a pain in the ass to management,
right.
that's a different
I can't
issue.
imagine Eli loved Beckham.
They don't
Maybe
seem
not,
to be
but
the
for the
same
most
type of
part-
guy.
What was that?
They don't seem to be the same type of guy.
They're definitely not the same type of guy.
Gettleman is just getting eviscerated on Twitter and in social media. I mean, this is just a random sampling from Patrick Doherty at RotoPat. Big when the zags. I respect Dave Gettleman's no good player strategy. I mean, that's just a minor sampling. That's rather.
Well, he may be screwing things up, from other directions, but I can't kill him for this. I mean, you're getting rid of a good player, really good player, one of the top 3 at his position.
But he's getting a good safety, right? And
you're getting a good
draft
safety,
picks.
and you're getting a number 1 and a number 3. And again, it kind of goes back to the Antonio Brown situation. Yeah, really good, but he quit on his team. I mean, are you willing to deal with that for another year? Now, maybe Beckham's not as bad as Brown in that way, but they felt the same way.
Right.
Well, I'm looking for. I'm a Baker Mayfield mark. I'm looking forward to watching the Browns this year.
Now you're a huge Browns fan.
Yeah.
So you're a Colts fan or a Browns fan? I can't figure it out.
I'm a Colts fan, but I'm going to root for Baker. For whatever reason, I root for Baker Mayfield. Now, I was also a fan of Johnny Manziel out of college. Was rooting for him.
Yeah. You're all over the place.
I would guess, though, the Giants, they're hoping to draft Haskins with their number 6 pick, their first rounder, and then maybe they'll grab a receiver with the second.
Is that somebody's going to leapfrog in front of the number 6 pick. So the theory is that Gettleman is loading up with an extra first-round pick in case he needs to move up out of his spot to get Haskins, if that's the guy they're ultimately going to draft.
This is what Beckham said last year in October.
Yeah, remind me.
He said, I can't remember who was doing the interview, but he said...
It might have been Lil Wayne.
I think Lil Wayne was with him in the interview. He says, I don't think I'm given the opportunity to be the very best I can be. I don't want to be held back anymore. He said that. He also was asked if the quarterback was an issue, if Eli was the issue. He goes, I don't know. He goes, are you unhappy in New York? He goes, that's a tough question. There was a couple other things he said. So kind of these backhanded...
I mean, they just signed you to a $96 million deal, and you're not happy. Hey, man, that's weird.
Didn't sign him to trade him.
Yeah. Well, I believe it. I don't think they wanted to, but, it just shows you nobody's untradeable. Certainly nobody on the Redskins. Have your pick of the litter. Take whoever you want.
Yeah.
I could care less.
Well, apparently Gettleman wasn't going to make the deal if it was just the 1st and 3rd. They really want Peppers. And they got him.
Well, you don't feel bad for Eli, Cakes?
Why would I feel bad for Eli Manning ever for one
Cakes
second?
never liked Eli.
I know.
I would never feel bad for Eli Manning.
He just lost his best weapon.
Who cares? He's got a great life. His last name is Manning. You know how much money he's made?
I don't feel bad
either. The guy was
either.
born with a silver spoon in his mouth.
But I bet you,
he's got a great life on top of that.
I bet you'd like him though.
I'm sure he's a nice guy, but I don't feel bad for him.
I don't feel bad.
You know what?
I don't feel bad for most professional
I feel bad
athletes.
for people like begging on a median. That's who I feel bad for. I don't feel bad for Eli Manning.
I got suckered the other day. The guy looked so pathetic. I mean, it's not like I saved his life, but I gave him $10.
That's a solid move.
I just felt he just looked awful.
He thanked you for the bottle of vodka he bought.
Probably. I
Were
mean,
his bag's worse than mine?
He looked like you
I'll take $10.
Like if you rolled in mud.
Yeah.
I mean, he just looked awful.
I don't think I've had cash since before our trip to Florida.
Really?
I just looked at my wallet. I'm pretty confident.
You're going cashless.
I did the Florida trip without $1 of cash, and it's lasted for a couple of weeks.
But you're not tipping anybody? I guess you didn't have to tip anybody at the airport.
I think like every time because I paid for the rental car. Cakes was like, you paid for the rental, I'll take the valet. Then he took the car the next day.
Right, you never had to tip the valets any of those times?
No.
Yeah, you got hooked.
I didn't go with you guys to the woods, so I really only used the car in the morning.
Yeah.
Like once or twice.
So do you guys really believe the Cleveland Browns are now a Super Bowl contender?
No. I think they're
improved. I agree.
I think they're a playoff team. They're a playoff team.
Probably. They're going to be the sexy pick, when we do all our preseason predictions.
I'm not picking them for the Super Bowl, but I'm picking them to go to the playoffs.
Remember, they were high.
Well,
Had they not had Hugh Jackson, playoffs.
They missed some kicks.
They barely missed the playoffs.
Oh,
Could have easily been a playoff
if there
team
were no
last
Hugh
year.
Jackson, maybe the worst coach of all time in any sport, coaching that team, they would have made the playoffs.
Yeah.
Because
they made a decent kicker.
Because they would have given Nick Chubb the ball before they started giving him the ball. And you saw what he did when he was given a bigger role.
Wouldn't have even wasted a start with Tyrod.
Yeah, Johnny Manziel not Johnny Manziel. Baker would have started from day one, and they would have made the playoffs.
So it's perfect because now they have Odell Beckham Jr. be kind of a deep threat. Jarvis can go back to his more natural kind of slot role.
Yeah.
The guy, Jarvis Landry is unbelievable, right? He's got like this ridiculous number of catches. He averages like 7.2 yards per catch or something crazy. No, that's what the attempt is to him or something. It's something really, really low.
Yeah, he's certainly not a deep threat.
He's a chain mover. You know, he's not. He's
but
not
you need guys like that.
Absolutely.
Now you got your deep threat.
It's a great compliment.
And
they've
that
got
guy
their
Callaway wasn't bad.
And they've got their old, it wasn't. He could stretch a field too. They've got their old receiver coach from college there.
Right.